The 7 Sacred Gifts of the Breath. Hello, I'm Jim Morningstar, Director of the Therapeutic Breathwork Training Program and innovator of Therapeutic Breathwork. This presentation reveals what is sacred about the breath on all levels of our being. Each of the gifts of breath is delivered to us at a particularly significant time in our development as a human on Earth. Knowing how to recognize, accept, and apply these gifts in our life now is critical to our fulfillment, even if they were not accessed in our past. In workshops, we present physical, emotional, and mental exercises that are designed to embody each gift and to be a synchronous companion to therapeutic breathwork. My intention in this presentation is to show how the gift of breath is with us in sacred ways at each stage of our physical and energy body or chakra development throughout the cycles of our life. And then how therapeutic breathwork, which works with the stages of body and energy center development with specifically designed tools, can enhance or recover the gifts of breath which each stage offers. Awareness of these gifts and stages can assist us to recover any of the gifts of the breath we have lost or were suppressed in our development through breathwork sessions and daily exercises. Working more closely with our body themes and chakra system together gives us a deeper and more precise understanding of our holding patterns and more specific tools to help them heal and grow. I believe there are ways many of us already intuitively do this as sensitive beings. It does not take any prolonged, extensive esoteric training to be successful. However, in my experience, having a keener awareness of reading common developmental holding patterns and sensitivity to the configuration of energy fields, along with using tools designed to address blockages, open expression, and free one's breathing, has made my self-healing and work with others eminently more satisfying and effective. It has given my clients awarenesses and tools to empower themselves long after we've stopped working together, according to many reports I've been given in later years. Sacred means to set aside for a special purpose. Sacred breath is conscious breath dedicated to the special purpose of our self-realization. When we breathe consciously, we summon the powers of the source of all life itself. The first sacred gift of breath is the gift of existence, life itself. This breath affirms our right to be here. It is anchored in the first or root chakra at the base of the spine. It begins formation with the breath of our parents at conception and eventuates with the first breath we take after birth and then continue as the infant learns about safety and danger in their world during the first year of life. Research is showing that the fetus is already practicing breath movements in utero before the formal use of their lungs. This breath addresses the questions, am I safe, welcome, and wanted here? How I answer this question begins with my experience of conception, life in utero, the birth process, and my experience after birth. My answer is energetic, not intellectual. It is translated into my physical nervous system and cellular structure. The body theme that portrays one's basic sense of safety and groundedness is called psychic sensitive. When the first period is highly stressful, a pattern can develop in the body exemplified as holding together against fear of being hurt or, in the extreme, fear of annihilation. This leads to living outside the body or mostly in the mind. Their belief becomes, I'm not safe in my body or the world. And their defense becomes, I'm a free spirit unattached to the world. The breath is frozen in fear and the body looks fragmented. When holding patterns and traumas are released, flow and balance are restored, and the compensatory defenses of escape from the body to other realms become integrated into strengths of sensitivity and artistry that are treasures in our world. Many of the world's most prominent artists and theoreticians have displayed integrated psychic sensitive themes. Breathwork that is tuned into the challenges of taking in a full inhale and does not force, overwhelm, or re-traumatize the psychic sensitive's nervous system helps restore the sacred gift of fully owning the breath of existence. The body is then grounded, walks safely on earth, and the first chakra, the energy center that is vital in maintaining physical existence and groundedness on earth, is restored to full vibrancy. Focusing on your first chakra as a ball of red light at the base of your spine, we'll take 25 connected breaths together through the nose or mouth. If you're highly psychic sensitive, then you may want to take them through your nose. Then we'll say out loud, I'm alive, I'm real, I am, and then say your name. I'm going to say I am Jim. The connected breath will look like this. No pause between inhale and exhale. Drawing in on the inhale, relaxing on the exhale. Let's take these 25 connected breaths together, focusing on the first chakra. I'm alive, I'm real, I'm Jim. Own the first sacred gift of the breath of existence. The second sacred gift of the breath is the gift of abundance, feeling full and nurtured. This breath affirms a right to have. It's anchored in the second chakra between the navel and base of the spine. It begins formation during the first year of life, when the child's needs are expressed without words. Are these needs tended to, or are the parental figures so involved in trying to meet their own needs that the child's are secondary? If so, for survival, the child learns to read and respond to the needs of the parent in order to get their own needs met. They become empathetic for their own survival. In answer to the question, do I have the right to have? Is there enough? They develop a pattern of, if I love enough, I will be loved. Or, if that does not work, they can defensively adopt the belief, I'm self-sufficient. Their body takes on the posture of a collapsed chest and a shallow inhale, which reinforces that they never do get enough life energy. They grow up fast and become the caretaker of others, so they might be fed. Their second chakra is underdeveloped, and their capacity to play, dance, and enjoy their feelings and sexuality is compromised, leading to periods of collapse, a sense of abandonment. All this is largely unconscious and reflexive, even into adult life. The body theme that portrays one's sense of enoughness is called empathetic nurturing. When their experience has been one of lack, a pattern in the body develops as one of holding on against loss and deprivation. The breath is shallow and the body looks needy. When holding patterns and traumas are released, fullness and resilience are restored, and the compensatory defenses of empathy out of neediness become integrated into strengths of true ability and joy in nurturing others without depleting oneself. Breathwork that helps the empathetic nurturer fill themselves with a full complement of air and sustaining it without collapsing, such that they are reconnected with their true source within them, restores the sacred gift of the breath of abundance. The body is light and strong, is warm and approachable, exuding the confidence of inner nurturing, and the second chakra is restored to full flowing sensuality. Focusing on your second chakra as a ball of orange light midway between your navel and the base of your spine, we will take 25 connected breaths through the nose or mouth. Again, if you're highly empathetic nurturing, then you may want to take them through your nose. Then we'll say out loud, I do enough, I have enough, I am enough. Let's take these 25 connected breaths together. I do enough, I have enough, I am enough. Own the second sacred gift of the breath of abundance. The third sacred gift of the breath is the gift of harmony, feeling supported in one's autonomy. This breath affirms our right to act. It's anchored in the third chakra at the solar plexus. It begins formation around 18 months of age, when the child begins to move about on their own into the fourth year of life. Is the child's desire to reach out and move in their environment safely supported? Or are they overpowered by parental will or manipulated by using their feelings to control them? If so, the child learns to rise above their feelings and to vie for power with threat or their own manipulation. They become willful for their own survival. In answer to the question, do I have the right to be free from overpowering or manipulative needs of others, they develop a pattern of to give in to feeling is to be weak. And they can defensively adapt the belief, I'm in control. Their body takes on one of two postures. The first is one of upwardly displacing energy, with their upper body inflated and a controlling gaze. Or they adopt a more seductively controlling style with a more even body proportion. Relationships become a power struggle for who's one up. Their third chakra is overdeveloped, and their capacity to let down and enjoy their feelings is diminished, leading to always having to be on or in charge. These patterns can often carry over into adult life. This body theme that portrays one's basic sense of self-empowerment is called Inspirational Leader. When their experience has been one of being overpowered or seduced, a pattern in the body develops as one of holding up against the fear of vulnerability. The breath is held on the inhale, and there is difficulty in surrendering to a free exhale. The body looks tense and forceful on the outside, or superficially engaging but guarded on the inside. When holding patterns and traumas are released, their feelings and vulnerability are integrated, and their leadership qualities demonstrate the head and the heart working together. They are able to let down and take in as appropriate to lead from the heart and enjoy their relationships rather than manage them. Breathwork helps the inspirational leader relax on the exhale and let their heart open without fear of being controlled. They can enjoy sharing their feelings because the sacred gift of the breath of harmony in relationships and with the world is restored. The body displays its strength and attractiveness in an integrated way. They can enjoy sharing their feelings because the sacred gift of the breath of harmony in relationships and with the world is restored. The body displays its strength and attractiveness in an integrated way. Their true identity and sense of safe power emanating from the third chakra is restored to a brilliant beacon of radiant energy. Focusing on your third chakra as a ball of yellow light in your solar plexus, we will take 25 connected breaths through the nose or mouth. Then say out loud, "I am safe in my vulnerability and my power." Let's take these 25 connected breaths together. I am safe in my vulnerability and my power. Own the third sacred gift of the breath of harmony. The fourth sacred gift of the breath is the gift of freedom of feeling, respect for one's authentic emotions. This breath affirms our right to love. It is anchored in the fourth chakra, in the heart center. The seed of the body theme begins in the 2nd to 4th year of life, but the mature chakra begins formation around the 4th year of age, when the child begins to differentiate and moderate their feeling states and continues into the 7th year of life. Is the child's growing abilities to know and express their likes and dislikes supported, or are they taught to only feel and express in the approved way of the parents, and thereby develop a good me, bad me persona accordingly? Love becomes linked with approval, and the child learns to suppress what feelings are not okay with the parents or the significant figures in their life. They can be controlled by guilt and shame, which they eventually internalize and continually control themselves against their own impulses. Feeling the ongoing pressure of the question, do I have the right to act on my feelings? A struggle between the adopted good me and bad me selves. They develop an attitude of no one appreciates me. No one knows how much I suffer. And they can defensively adopt the belief, my struggle is noble. Their body takes on a squashed appearance due to the musculature continuously holding in. This is often reflected in early toilet training habits of holding in the bad things at the cost of fear of being shamed. Their fourth chakra is constricted, and their capacity to freely enjoy and express their feelings is under pressure, leading to always being in inner conflict. The body theme that portrays one's basic sense of self-respect is called steadfast supportive. When their experience has been one of being squashed by shame or guilt, for example, I shouldn't feel angry or sad or scared or even happy, a pattern in the body develops as one of holding in against the fear of disapproval and a resulting lack of self-respect. The breath is held out on the inhale, and there is difficulty in releasing a complete exhale. The body looks under pressure with a thick neck, pelvis tucked in, waist short and thick. When the holding patterns and traumas are released, their good me and bad me split becomes integrated through self-acceptance into the authentic me. They can express their love with a variety of feelings directly rather than passive-aggressively or as a victim. Their loyalty and ability to stick with projects is no longer out of fear of disapproval, but genuine love because they can set and respect their own boundaries. Breathwork helps those with the steadfast supportive theme release their exhale and let their expression be authentic and appropriate without fear of being shamed by others or themselves. They can enjoy sharing their heartfelt relationships because the sacred gift of the breath of freedom of feeling is restored. The body is solid, enduring, tender, and huggable. Their authentic expression of love and self-respect emanating from the fourth chakra is restored to a vibrant, welcoming glow. Now, focusing on your fourth chakra as a ball of green light in your heart area, we will take 25 connected breaths through the nose or mouth and then say out loud, I feel and express my feelings lovingly and authentically. Let's take these 25 connected breaths together. I feel and express my feelings lovingly and authentically. Own the fourth sacred gift of the breath of freedom of feeling. The fifth sacred gift of the breath is the gift of creative expression, owning one's social identity in the world. This breath affirms our right to speak. It is anchored in the fifth chakra in the throat center. The seed of the body theme begins in the 3rd to the 5th year of life, but the mature chakra development begins formation around the 7th year of age, according to Anadea Judith, an eminent teacher of chakra development, when the child is filled up energetically and emotionally. At this stage, there is a desire to move that energy forward into creativity, into an act of giving something back, of making one's own offering to the world. The ability to make this offer and be appreciated for it is essential for maintaining a strong sense of self. The child's thinking now operates on a more symbolic level, allowing creativity and more abstract thinking, which continues to develop into the 12th year of life. This is a period of expansion, experimentation, and creativity. Here it is important to support the child's natural curiosity and creativity. It's also important to model healthy forms of communication. When one's desire to speak and share is not supported or is threatening to important figures in the world, the question, do I have the right to speak, becomes a point of fear and frustration. Since this is also the point during which children are solidifying their gender identity, if the way a male child expresses himself is a threat to his father, for example, and is severely challenged, he can take on a more soft, feminine way of expressing, not just vocally, but with his whole body. He becomes split. His exterior is rounded and his expression is compliant, while his inner core is more rigid. His assertiveness can come out indirectly as sarcasm or otherwise passively. If the female child's expression of her femininity is a threat and challenge, she may adapt a more masculine, assertive expression for protection. Her body is split, with the upper body having the jaw set in defiance of male authority, while her lower body being more soft and weak. Both male and female develop an attitude of my authentic expression as male or as a female is invalid, and their adaptive stance leads them to affirm my learned assertion is safer than others of my gender. Individual males may naturally have a greater balance of feminine energy and individual females may naturally have a greater balance of masculine energy. The operative element at this stage is how much of their natural expression is supported or suppressed. This and the next stage of development are transitional between childhood and adulthood and can display holding patterns that include the holding together, holding on, holding up, and holding in of the prior stages, as well as the holding back of the last stage. Their fifth chakra is constricted, and their capacity to freely express as a creative male or female is stunted. The body theme, which portrays one's basic sense of creative self-expression, is called gender balanced. When their natural expression has been compromised, their breath is also out of balance. The goal in breath work with this theme is to release the splits and holding patterns in both the inhale and exhale, and to bring the body and mind into the rhythms that are natural and true to their spirit. When holding patterns and traumas are released, they are able to express both their male and female qualities with a harmony and balance that give them the best of both worlds, rather than being polarized into the stereotypes of cultural gender identities. Their balanced expression of yin and yang, emanating from the fifth chakra, is restored to a clear, melodious tone. Focusing on your fifth chakra as a ball of blue light in your throat area, we will take 25 connected breaths through the nose or mouth. Then say out loud, "I am an attractive, loving man or woman," and express my life energy fully, freely, and pleasurably. Let's take these 25 connected breaths together. I am an attractive, loving man or woman, and I express my life energy fully, freely, and pleasurably. Own the fifth sacred gift of the breath of creative expression. The sixth sacred gift of the breath is the gift of holy vision, owning the capacity to separate truth from illusion. This breath affirms our right to see. It is anchored in the sixth chakra, in the center between the eyebrows. The seed of this body theme begins in the 3rd to the 5th year of life, but the mature chakra development formation begins in the period of adolescence, when the child is developing the ability to recognize patterns and apply them to their life decisions. The stage where imagination helps the child develop symbolic conceptions of the world. This is the period of re-examining one's social identity. There may be a dawning interest in spiritual matters, mythology, or symbolism, whether through music lyrics, popular movie icons, or the latest fashion styles with peers. This is the stage of forming ideals, and when this process is not supported or is manipulated by important figures in the world, the question, "Do I have the right to see the truth?" can become polarized into fanaticism or rebellion. This is the second phase of the transition from childhood to adulthood and moves from gender identity to the formation of archetypal identity, whose interest is self-reflection. The splits at this stage may be reflected in an awkwardness in growing from the child body to the adult body, and one's self-image is changing rapidly. Again, they can display the holding patterns that include the holding together, holding on, holding up, and holding in of the prior stages, as well as the holding back of the last stage. The sixth chakra, if constricted or manipulated, can result in tunnel vision of one right and wrong way to be, or feeling without identity in an amorphous state. The body theme, which portrays one's basic sense of identity versus role confusion, is the second transitional phase of the gender balanced. When their natural development has been compromised, their breath reflects their imbalance. The goal in breath work with this theme is balancing of the upper and lower, inner and outer, and is supported through balancing upper energy centers, chakras, with lower, and between inner spiritual life and outer manifestation, cultivating assertiveness, sensitivity, directness, and equality rather than deference or narrow-mindedness. The capacity to witness the false identities commonly displayed in culture, with the spiritual insight of seeing the true being of light behind them, while having the compassion to accept both, this is the art of holy vision, is just beginning to develop at this stage. When holding patterns and traumas are released, their combined male-female strengths allow them an integrative perspective that brings their talents to bear in technological as well as interpersonal problem solving. Their restored sixth chakra emanates insightful, balanced vision, which beholds and reflects the beauty in the whole dance of life. Focusing on your sixth chakra as a ball of indigo light in your third eye area between your eyebrows, we will take 25 connected breaths through the nose or mouth. Then say out loud, "I witness the truth and beauty of all being." Let's take these 25 connected breaths together. I witness the truth and beauty of all being. Own the sixth sacred gift of the breath of holy vision. The seventh gift of the breath is the gift of intimacy, owning the capacity to maintain deep, loving relationships and wisdom. This breath affirms our right to know with the higher mind and heart. It is anchored in the seventh chakra, in the center of the top of the head. The seed of this body theme begins in the 4th to the 6th year of life, but the mature chakra begins formation in the period of adulthood, when the individual is beginning to form a worldview and awake to spiritual pursuits. Now is the period of developing a universal identity, which is found at the core of the awakened self through self-knowledge. True intimacy on the interpersonal level, as well as the spiritual, requires an integration of all the chakras and the qualities they represent. If wounding and rejection occurs with the maturation of one's evolving sexuality, and there is a split between the heart and the genitals, that is, one's sexual expression is rejected and must be suppressed in order to be given love, then the child can take on an armoring in the heart area, while shuttling energy into the mental and lower body areas. This can produce energy for outward success in worldly endeavors, but preclude mature long-term intimacy. This energetic grounded theme takes on a rigid but high-energy stature, armored, stiff back, bright eyes, and their characteristic belief becomes, "No one is going to hurt me again." They can become quite competitive and successful in all areas but affairs of the heart. They might be quite knowledgeable in many subjects, but as long as their heart is blocked, they do not achieve an integrated wisdom which allows them to fully develop intimacy in interpersonal or spiritual relationships. The seventh chakra is largely concerned with the search for meaning, asking questions about the nature of life, the universe, and the self within. The basic question is, do I have the right to know true love and spiritual fulfillment? Their body theme, when split, exemplifies the pattern of holding back against the fear of surrender to the deeper currents of life, love, sexuality, cosmic longing. When their natural longings have been thwarted or denied, their breath reflects this imbalance. The breathwork goal for the energetic grounded pattern is to experience being loved and appreciated for oneself, and to relax and play in order to experience real contact with others. The goal further includes to integrate the inhale and exhale, softening their armoring, to unite love and sexuality, and to feel safe being vulnerable with others. When their holding back patterns and traumas are released, they are attractive, alert, capable, healthy, and open to deeper intimacy. Their restored seventh chakra emanates unifying and integrating energy, encompassing the physical and spiritual aspects of their being. Focusing on your seventh chakra as a ball of purple light extending both within and above your head, we will take 25 connected breaths through the mouth or nose and then say out loud, I open my heart fully to the love of all. Let's take these 25 connected breaths together. I open my heart fully to the love of all. Own the seventh sacred gift of the breath of intimacy on all levels. These 6 stages of body themes and 7 chakras generally cycle through an individual's life in the first 20 years. Anodea Judith in Eastern Body, Western Mind describes what may come next. Chakra development during childhood is relatively unconscious. Adult development, by contrast, is largely conscious. We must want to develop, or it may not happen at all. For many people, adult chakra development never occurs as they remain in dependency and powerlessness and never break from their programmed instinctual patterns. They may never have spiritual cravings and may never discover the potential of their higher selves. As the process of awakening is often fraught with challenge and difficulty, who is to say they are better or worse off? But for those who are unsatisfied with the script given them, who long for something greater, there is a second round of personal evolution through the chakras. I characterize the first round of development as the survival level. I see the second round as more conscious and aware. Claire Graves, the psychologist pioneer in researching levels of consciousness, called the second round the cognitive level. I call it holistic. I believe, as he does, that there is a never-ending growth potential beyond our current dreams. But I venture that the level after holistic will be even more heart-centered and intuitive. Energy, time, and space will not be linear or based on the model of force, but will be more magnetic and instantaneous, as love is. Therapeutic breathwork since the 1980s has focused on our current transition from survival to holistic levels and helps detail the common stages of body and energy-centered development with both healing and trauma recovery techniques for each stage, as well as maintenance breathing techniques for each body, theme, and chakra, and the pathway to whole self expansion and growth. I invite you to investigate our practice and training for both personal and professional enhancement.